Yeah, so this whole Kendrick performance breakdown pretty much has everybody very very glued, enamored. Everyone has their, Inspector Gadget detectives magnifying glasses out, trying to figure out what does Kendrick's performance really mean? How deep is the rabbit hole? And look, there's so many people out there doing it already. I'm sure you'll find people. I don't need to go into all of that. But what I do want to highlight is, again, the mindset shift, the mindset change, what's being asked, what's being highlighted, what's being, for some people, shoved down their throat, and just why it's so scary. GNX for me is one of Kendrick's best albums. He has a lot, but I just like other Geminis, I don't necessarily rest on your laurels. I like when you grow, and I like when things get better, and I like when you have me think about things. And Kendrick has advanced all the way. Very different from Drake. He's somebody that has integrity and truth. And, the biggest takeaway from it was the game of life played like a simulation, and watching how he had to play the game to get out of it the way he wants to get out of it. When he was with Top Dog, TDE, he had to play the game. Now that he's at PG Lang, he doesn't have to play the game. And at the end of the day, what do? You use the Superbowl to promote your work. Unfortunately, most people want to woo the audience that they already have and the hits that they already have. But most importantly, they're doing it for the record label that owns their masters. Kendrick Lamar is the owner of PG Lang. Kendrick Lamar also he's the owner of PG Lang. He also owns the rights to those songs. Most people don't realize that the reason why those Grammys meant so much and why it was him up there for them was because he's the only writer on those songs. So he owns 100%. He owns 100% of the publishing, the writing. So why would you not want to promote your own stuff? You understand? Like, for me, that is the biggest thing. That's what I don't think people are talking about enough. I hear people talking about it and mentioning it, but they're not talking about it enough. Bro, this is all about freedom strategies, and you need to get yourself in that freedom strategy mindset. Because if you look at it from that standpoint, then you should quickly be able to leave your old position and allow this to work, to flourish. Because he's doing the exact thing that hip-hop is. Like, it's a hip-hop concert. And look, I don't like hip-hop concerts. Because I like to dance, I like to sing. I like R&B shows. You need to put more kale in this. It's all chicken, no kale. Yeah. I think in general, most people don't really get. Sorry? I need some more kale. Can I have one more order of kale? Yeah. Can I have some more kale? One more order of just kale.
Just kale.
Yeah.
Okay, stir fried kale. Okay. เอาผัดไก่ผัด
The fried kale, and if you put vegetable oyster sauce in it, yeah, I can have.
ผัดคะน้าเป็นกับใส่พริกหั่นนะใส่แค่ลูกหนึ่งคะน้าอย่างเดียวไม่ใส่อะไรเลย
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, no, this is really good, but I just wanted more kale, more green. Yeah, you know. So, yeah, I do eat animal protein again, but I always want more veggies. Always. But back to this whole Kendrick mindset. The biggest thing with his evolution is that how he shifted his mindset to be that of an owner mentality. And that's what you saw out there. Other owners, if they're giving a platform, they're not necessarily going to let the platform fully dictate what they want to do. Within its parameters, yes. And I'll push the limits till I can, but this is where you have to be a clever storyteller. Because what you're doing is sacrificing the very micro Super Bowl attendees for the macro, the viewership, which everybody really wanted to figure out, talk about, and learn what was the story about. They're not like us. Is he gonna do it? What's this lawsuit thing is about? And then, guess what? UMG, they're still in the lawsuit, so you don't think that they're not going to add sauce? They're not gonna add any sauce onto the plate? Of course. I mean, bro, like, you are witnessing almost a perfect storm. Another perfect storm. One of the last perfect storms was 50 Cent. It was one of the last perfect storms. But this Kendrick Lamar situation is a very new and very current and apropos perfect storm. It highlights all of the things that make decentralized finance, crypto, AI so very important, and why your IP, what he just showed you was why when you own your IP, you make different moves. He said it in Euphoria. You make music that pacifies. I make music that electrifies them. Electrifies them how? What? Not necessarily getting shocked, but yes, getting shocked. Neurons firing off. The fact that I make music that makes you think and grow and strive and aspire. And it's not like other people don't or haven't, but I haven't witnessed an artist grow while giving a narrative to his growth. I mean, Andre 3 Stacks, but he did it, he didn't do it as, Andre 3 Stacks. But if you're talking about what Kendrick represents, he represents the spirit of Pac. That's what this was all about. Doing things his way, showcasing his freedom, because what he built was a freedom strategy. He played the game, he gave y'all the hits, he showed y'all the love, he stayed within the lines, but then once he was able to break away from TDE and start PG Lang, boom, you get to GNX. You get him being able to be back in his bag. And look, the Samuel Jackson character, I swear, man, there couldn't have been anything better. Could not have been anything better. His narration, his reactions, his commentary. It wasn't a lot, but it was exactly what was needed to show how he had to navigate through this. Like one of the best parts. Yeah. I just dumped it all on. Yeah, some of this Chinese kale. We on that. But okay, now I know I'm gonna come for my record. That's what you talking about. Normally I get this morning glory thing, but this right here is hidden. And look, out here in Thailand, everything is so fresh. Okay. Got a little something in me. But yeah, freedom strategies. Now folks, these are real mindset shifts. You don't know how much you are operating under an operating system that is corrupted. You may say you do, and if you do, and you're not figuring out how to get out of it, that doesn't involve working for somebody else, well then what's going on? Remember this. There are people that are going to school very expensive schools whose job it is, or whose purpose, or whose goal it is to come in and work for big corporations. The type of corporations whose job, whose focus is controlling the masses through their product. Now, when it comes to music, we like to put out good product so that way the song makes you feel a way. But when it comes to things like corporations don't operate ethically normally. But some of the more successful ones have done what they needed to do and then some to get you to be a subscriber to their product. Right? So whether that means disinformation, whether that means false information, that means deep fakes, what have you. But most people, goal is to be employed by corporation and be comfortable. But when it comes to playing the real freedom strategy game, this is something that you need to forego. Or when you do play the game, know how to exit. And this is ultimately what Kendrick's performance is about. It's about, look, you get in, you don't know what the fuck is popping. But then you realize what you got to go through and what you got to deal with. And then once you get in and you get the game and you understand the game, then you figure out, okay, cool, how can I get the most out of it? All right, cool, let me do these big hits. Let me hit it for, all of America. And then when you do that, you shift back and you get back in your own bag. Hopefully when you dip in and you dip out with more than you gave to the game, right? Because if you're gonna play that, because you know what it's really all about. It's about taking. It's corporations. Corporations run this, and people do the things that corporations, adhere to, right? So whether that means put different messaging in the music or what. As long as it gets you to consume my product. That's what corporations feel. Right? They get the best about being people and none of the downside about being a citizen. So, that being said, how Kendrick nimbly dipped in, dipped out, dotted around, K-dot. It's definitely commendable, and I salute that. And I salute him showing us what it's all about and pushing people to electrify themselves and use their neurons and pick up more jewels that he's dropping, because that's how you have to do it. I choose to do it with AI because I get to, put my message, with my people. But outside of all of that, when you are a musician, an artist, it's about getting your art out there. It's about having the freedom to express yourself. But not many people express themselves with anything other than foolishness. And that is why America is so mad. What do you expect? It's Kendrick Lamar. He's conscious. I know. You see, that's the thing about the English language. We can say many words and mean many different things. And that's the point about mastering the English language. Most people think rappers are stupid. We look at everything and see three different things. And see three different entendres. How do you think we say pause so much? Think about that. Everyone's talking the same words, but when you say it in one way, it obviously starts to take you down a homosexual path, and that's very immature, but yet that's how we think. That's just 2 lanes. 3? That right there, so not many people think of that. So yeah, you're not gonna get how we speak. It's like when people come up to you and talk a different language. Yeah, I know a little Arabic, I know a little French, I know a little Spanish, know a little English, but I'm Jamaican, right? And here I am in Thailand. I don't even understand any Thai. I mean, I know a little bit. And when I say a little bit, a little bit. My charisma speaks. That's another thing. How do you shift mindsets based off of different cultures and personalities and people that you have to deal and live with? You have a lot of practice at this, so it comes easy, it comes naturally. So now, when you have performances like this, like a Kendrick, it's not. And I love the way he used SZA. I love the way, just enough. She didn't need to be highlighted because it wasn't about giving America what they wanted. It was about showing the revolution, televising the revolution, understanding that this is what our defiance is going to be. Since you've only given us the music, we'll speak through it. But believe you me, this is more than the music, right? 40 Acres and Mule is more than the music. You can't get just music. The amount of value that has been given are in the trillions. One said 97 trillion. So that debt is more than the music. It's way more than the music industry, way more than what music is given. But I'll tell you this, it's really about ownership of your IP. So that way you can make power moves like that. Ownership mindset. Salute K. Dot, a fellow Gemini. Always know that don't count Geminis out. Don't do that. Okay. So, yeah. Plus he says he wants it all. Why not? He's gonna operate as such. Anyhow, those are just some thoughts over lunch. Now I'm gonna eat the rest of this food before it gets cold. Get that GNX, and I'll be seeing you guys in Toronto June 12th and 13th, my birthday. So I got 2 Kendrick concert dates. So I'll see y'all there. And if you have any questions about anything or think anything that I said is kind of off, yay or nay, or just my thoughts, leave your comments in below, and let's see if we can get in some dialogue. Because look, I'm not really trying to get back and forth with stands that aren't open-minded. I'm trying to talk to people who can really see the nuance of it and really just talk about that. We're not talking about the battle between Drake and Kendrick. We're just talking about the performance and what it means as far as mindset and mentality. Because as you see at the end, game over. So the battle is done. Leave it, let it die. And yeah, one more thing. If you want a big homie to talk to about things like this and talk about it in ways that are more palpable and more acceptable, join my mindset. Join my school community. It's a major AI mindset. You'll love it. Trust me.